My mother hates the tree, so as soon as I get the tree, I get it as early as I can because I really like it and I like the smell, I like the decor. As soon as it comes into the house, she's in a raging fury because she hates it, because we're not meant to be doing Christmas because we're Jewish. But she always used to do it. She always used to have a tree, and I always used to have a pillowcase full of presents, but now some reason or other she doesn't like it anymore.
I get completely obsessed with getting the tree right, and you have to have 2 Nurofen Plus, half a bottle of champagne, you get out all your balls, you get out your tinsel, you get out your lights, you do the tree, and it always falls over.
Then you're supposed to be looking your best. Drop a dress size on top of everything else. Easy. For some reason it's the season to look sexy, except that you've gone from hot pants to hot flushes. Mind you, the only thing you've been invited to is the coffee morning at the WI or the PTA disco. Great. And anyway, high heels drive you mad. You're so used to comfy shoes that they make you walk like Dame Edna or Dick Emery. It's just not fair. The dreaded office party comes along, and some bright spark puts out the twiglets and some tinsel, and you sit at your desk trying to get your work done drinking wine that would double as paint stripper. You have to try to be all festive against all odds, and all the blokes in the office start chatting up some young thing who flicks her hair back and makes you feel fat and 40. You could give her a big smack, kick her heels from under her. Sometimes it's just hard to be a woman.
What really annoys me at Christmas parties are those young women who dress up as sexy Santas or sexy Santa's elves, and I can't be doing that. You know, it's that sort of combo of the Christmas hat and a little sort of red thing and then stockings, and it's because I can't get away with it anymore, you see, so I won't go.
I think Christmas parties are best left to the under-30s because, you know, you can't compete, and all those blokes you work with, their eyes light up the minute, you know, some gorgeous bird with a bit of cleavage and a bit of a short skirt and high heels appears at the party. You might as well give up, and I only get the hump, so I don't go.
Office parties are, of course, a living hell, but because everyone knows that, it's fine. You just abandon hope, all ye who enter here, really.
All these girls in these outfits that are too tight, too low, too short, in shoes that don't fit, trying to hit it off with guys who they don't like, men who are married with the tie loosened, drunk and dribbling, trying to squeeze some girl that they've been grinning at all year. Then you have the people with their trousers off trying to photocopy their body parts on the Xerox machine. Oh, no, 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 no.
Does anybody enjoy parties? I've said this to lots of people, you know, I don't like parties, and everybody always says, no, neither do I.
You know, I spend all day with these people. I don't want to sort of go out all night with them as well and get completely mullered, because you always do, you have to drink to get through those things. And then you always get some Larry bloke who comes up and goes, oh, you never talk to me in the office. And you think, no, because I don't like you. And I don't like you now, so go away.
There's always a point where it starts off being excruciating, then you become drunk enough to actually enjoy it, and then roughly, it's usually about 1 a.m, you can't remember what happens, and then you get home at 5, 6 o'clock in the morning. The lost hours. It's all a blur until somebody very kindly in the second week of January reminds you, probably by round-robin email.
Then the invasion starts. Your house is no longer your own. Your mother arrives. She who must be obeyed moves in with her own idea about how things should be done, keeping an eye on you, and generally pulling rank and scrutinising Operation Christmas in minute detail. It wouldn't be so bad if you weren't slowly but surely turning into her. Nice. And how long's she staying, for God's sake? Judging by the number of bags till about Easter. She's everywhere, sees everything, nothing goes unnoticed. It's all making you irritable already, and there's still days and days of it to go.
I've eliminated a lot of the very, very worst things about Christmas from previous experience. Like, I've eliminated relatives. My mother eliminated herself by dying, so that took away a big problem. because there's always that thing with your mother, isn't there, about do you come to her, does she go to you, how many hours is she going to be in your house, and you know that she's going to creep around with that finger out seeing where you've dusted and not dusted. I mean, the times I used to catch my mother coming down the stairs doing that.
Not that she does a fat lot to help. These days she's got more leisure time and more disposable income than you do. I thought old people were supposed to be helpful. They don't even knit anymore. Then there's all the family feuds that are brewing. Someone in the family who's in a huff and a puff about who's going where and who's invited and who's not.
Every year I say to my family, we are not going to get in a panic. You can go to your various in-laws if you want to. You don't have to come to me. And of course, always at the end, they are torn into shreds because they should be seeing his mother or his sister or something. Somebody always has a row.
One of the things that I do not understand is grown people who sit around complaining that they have to go somewhere for Christmas. They have to go to someone's house that they don't want to. I don't care who it is. I don't care if it's your mother, your mother-in-law, whatever it is. If you are over 21 and you don't want to go, then you don't go.
But there are nice things about Christmas. The one thing grumpy old women do get a bit soppy over is the nativity play. We go to watch the little darlings holding baby Jesus and being the three kings and singing songs that we sang when we were little. And all the stress and anxiety comes out in one big gush of hormones and emotion.
Any child doing anything will make me cry because there's something so sort of sweet about it, but particularly singing, you know, little donkey, carry Mary. They're all doing that, and then you go, because half the time you try not to laugh as well, because they're like, on the dusty road. You go, half the time you're going, mustn't laugh, and then you go, mustn't cry, because they go, why are you crying, mummy?
But even this harmless piece of tradition can be stressful. Underneath the tea towels and the tinsel, there's been a long, hard lobby to try and get your child a decent part, like Mary or Joseph or the narrator. Winning the X Factor would be easier.
My daughter was chosen as Mary a couple of years ago, which was just, I was just like, oh, you've got to be Mary. I never, ever got to be Mary, because my mother always gave me real sort of, you know, Oliver Cromwell haircut, so I was never going to be Mary in a million years. And I think the closest I even actually got to the crib scene, I was a blade of grass that sort of stood to one side. I was sort of stood there like a runner bean, dressed from head to toe in green.
I remember very well one year thinking that the Virgin Mary was in the bag and being a shepherd, being cast as a shepherd, which was distressing because there were scores of angels. I could easily have been an angel.
I will break into primary schools just to watch one. I mean, and I like, you know, I don't want all this sort of non-religious one. I want Jesus and Mary, and what's his name? The dad guy. I want shepherds. I want somebody on all fours being a sheep or a donkey. What I don't want to do is make the costume.
Like there was any choice. Miss sends a letter home saying that everyone has to come in with their homemade costumes the following day. And could parents make sure that the halos stand up properly and the angels have to have proper flapping wings, and it all has to be in by tomorrow. Then Miss sends another letter home about all the charity appeals. Everyone has to send things in for the tombola and the auction and the raffle, as well as the tray bakes, and on it all goes. People are using the tombola box to sneak in rubbish from the pantry they've been wanting to get rid of for ages. Some of the tin fruit and bath salts have been doing the rounds for years.
One of the greatest things of getting old, and subsequently more cantankerous, is that I've just learned to say no to people. I don't actually care what they think. You know, they might go away and go, oh, she was terrible, you know, she wouldn't help us with the school Christmas tombola. I can live with that. I would rather have them think like that of me than be running around like a headless turkey.
And then you've got to hand in all the charity shoeboxes that you decorated and labelled up. You try to feel spiritually uplifted, full of Christian spirit, but it's a struggle.
I think the people that enjoy Christmas much the most now are the people who are religious, because it is a religious ceremony. And I think the people that go to midnight mass and possibly go to the Christmas Day service actually do have a lovely time, because it's a time of community getting together.
I hate the commercialisation of Christmas. But even more than that, I hate the way that Christmas has now become politically correct. You know, in the Midlands, it's become the Winterval. You know, it's not Christmas anymore; it's the Winterval.